Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker is set to introduce many new pieces of Jedi and Sith lore by director J.J. Abrams that will be used as a way in order to benefit many of the major characters like Kylo Ren and Rey in this story. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. So what's really great about Episode 9 is that we do know that Jedi and Sith lore is going to be used as a primary way in order to really move and evolve the characters of Kylo and Rey in this story. And what's great about that is that this is really going to open up the possibilities of future Star Wars lore in the form of either comics or books or novels, whatever have you. That's the great thing about Episode 9, is that it's really laying down a foundation of new Jedi and Sith lore that's going to be expanded past Episode 9's storyline. Now, these past couple of weeks or so, we've been learning a whole lot more about this film, and when it all comes down to one of the concept art descriptions, this is where things begin to get very exciting for Episode 9. Now, specifically, what's really intriguing about all of this is that a description of Kylo Ren and his Knights of Ren entering of what's described to be the Dark Spire, a place that is the location of a pathway to the origins of the dark side and the shrines of the Sith. It said that this is where Kylo discovers the statue of Kylo Ren, who was once Snoke's master. It's described that once Kylo nears the statue, he approaches the opening of it that leads to hidden relics and artifacts that are hidden inside. It's said that eventually Kylo comes across an object that is said to be hundreds, if not thousands of years old, that is said to be a black kyber crystal that Kylo Ren once owned. The black kyber crystal is described to have once been used within Kylo Ren's lightsaber many years ago, where one of his lightsabers failed and the kyber crystal was kept locked away, and eventually discovered by Sith worshippers, that later shipped it to the Dark Spire. So, I want to go over a couple of parts about this. Now, let's go over the character of Kylo Ren. Now, in case you guys haven't been following for a while now, this character Kylo Ren obviously is loosely based off of Darth Nihilus from the expanded universe. So, Kylo Ren is said to be a character that was once not just Snoke's master, but also the master of Darth Plagueis. And you can see that J.J. Abrams is trying to explain more about the other Sith Lords in the past during the ancient times. Now, this black kyber crystal that Kylo Ren comes across that's based within the statue of Kylo Ren within the Dark Spire does open up a lot of possibilities. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I think that there could be a connection to Star Wars Galaxy's Edge, which is the theme park over in California right now. If you go over there, apparently there are some black kyber crystals that can be accidentally purchased over at that park. I've heard, little mumblings about that, I'm not quite sure, but what's really great about this is that the black kyber crystal being inserted into Star Wars Episode 9, and the fact that there is some kind of reveal over there at Galaxy's Edge, you can see how they're somewhat trying to make a connection between that. Now, the character of Kylo Ren, alright, what's really interesting about all of this is that we also know that the Kylo Ren character was the very character that came up with the idea of essence transfer. He is the one who discovered this ability that was later handed down to Darth Plagueis. Now, J.J. Abrams, we do know that he's a fan of Darth Plagueis, he's a fan of the prequels as well, and that's exactly why we are getting a lot of prequel trilogy continuity in Episode 9. So, the fact that there's going to be a lot of prequel trilogy content as well as content that we have never seen before on the big screen, such as a black kyber crystal, not to be mistaken with, Snoke's black obsidian ring, but this black kyber crystal is a literal one, and I think the fact that it was used for one of Kylo Ren's lightsabers many years ago, and it eventually broke, and that's where the kyber crystal was left locked away, and eventually discovered by these Sith worshippers. Let's go over these Sith worshippers. Now, there's a lot of talk that these Sith worshippers may very well be the acolytes of the Beyond. After all, we do have one of the main new villains in this film being dubbed as the Dark Acolyte, that is said to be portrayed by Matt Smith in Episode 9. So this Dark Acolyte, if you will, really is going to be a big role in the third act of the movie, and the Acolytes of the Beyond are mentioned on numerous occasions in the Aftermath novels and Empire's End, you name it. So what I like about this is that not only is it connecting to all other forms of canon material under the Disney Star Wars universe, but this is also Disney and Lucasfilm's way of introducing new sets of Sith lore that's really going to be expanded past Star Wars Episode 9, thankfully, in the forms of comics, books, novels, whatever have you. So, the Shrines of the Sith, in case you guys did not know, it's a location full of Sith statues from the past, as well as recent Sith statues like Darth Sidious and, of course, Darth Vader, based within the Black Spire, or should I say the Dark Spire. It's almost similar to the Black Spire in Galaxy's Edge. I always get that mixed up. But one thing that I do want to bring up is that the statue of Nihilus is said to be a very important piece of the second act of Episode 9, and is going to be used in order to evolve the character of Kylo. Anyways, guys, drop a comment below, let me know what you think about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.